the week comes from the Houston Astrodome, where the Oilers are looking to improve on their 7-9 last season, and their chances could be boosted by the inclusion of a #1 draft pick, the Heisman Trophy winner, Eddie George. Keep your eye out for his work with quarterback Chris Chandler. The Kansas City Chiefs will again rely heavily on the combination of Steve Bono and running back Marcus Allen, along with their top pass receiver, Kimball Anders. We joined play in the first quarter with the Houston team leading 3-0. Coverage comes from NBC.
Chandler with a long count. The pitch back goes. Running with the ball. And running hard is big Eddie George, and he is out close to midfield. Got about 4 yards on the play. Vaughn Booker, 99, ran him out of bounds. Eddie George, the Heisman Trophy winner from Ohio State, with a really remarkable turn in his life. He and his mother certainly blessed when he decided to sign his contract. There was some holdout. His mother, who works for TWA, was scheduled to fly as a flight attendant on Flight 800 that fateful June day when the TWA plane went down off the coast of New York. She instead had come to Houston to change with another stewardess so she could see her son's signing ceremony. And now Eddie George making his debut, a big hard runner from Ohio State. They say Beasley, he can lean forward for 3 or 4 yards.
This is a big man. When he came into our meeting yesterday wearing sweats and a t-shirt, it's an awesome thing to see. I'd be afraid to tackle a guy. The coaches told us that he bench pressed 300 pounds 10 times in a repetition form. So bam, 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 10 times with 300 pounds. Most defensive backs try to max out at 300 for 1 rep.
He has power, and what he also has what a lot of people didn't think he had, and that's speed. He runs under 4.6 at 240 pounds. Here's a throw downfield and a connection as the ball is pitched to the tight end, Frank Wycheck. One of a handful of players that the Oilers offensive coordinator Jerry Rome calls a playmaker. He said he makes things happen and gets you first downs.
You know, he's, as you are mentioning, he's one of the guys that can do things with the ball. You see Wycheck on the left side of your screen. Simple little pattern, goes up and breaks out. Now watch, see, that's what playmakers do. They break a tackle, they tight rope. He stepped out of bounds there, but they tight rope and get some extra yardage, 15 yards on the play.
Down to the 35-yard line. So the Oilers rhythmically moving in and out of the huddle. This time they go with wide receivers set to the left. A lone tailback. That's big Eddie George. Here's Chandler on a rollout. Buys some time, rifles the ball downfield, and a ball that should be caught by Chris Sanders caroms off his shoulder pads.
Chris is a young player, Don, that's really improving. They talked about his work ethic, but there, knowing that the ball is high and knowing that he's about to get clobbered, he must have closed his eyes at the last minute. It's a super pattern. The rollout buys the quarterback time to get it off. See there, that's just knowing that you're in the air and you're gonna get pounded, and you know, he'll learn to make that catch.
He was sensational last year, and maybe his most remarkable stat was the fact he caught a touchdown for every 4 receptions. Even better than that, 35 catches last year, 9 per touchdown. Not much happening against the Chiefs defense as Eddie George tries to run again, and he takes it inside the 35. And Chandler standing in, lofting to the end zone. He's got a man wide open. Willie Davis, the ex-Chief, burns his former teammates. Here's a man who led Marty Schottenheimer's team the last 4 years in receiving yards. And I don't know what went on there in the secondary, Beasley, but Dale Carter wasn't in the game when they went by him.
Well, there were a couple of defensive backs standing there looking at one another. You see Dale Carter does not have him man for man. That's a zone principle. And Dale just drops off in the flat and allows Willie Davis to run into the corner. That is inexcusable in the National Football League, especially when you're talking about a very talented secondary. That's an absolute blown coverage, no question about it.
Blown coverage leads to the first touchdown of the game. Now Del Greco drives through the extra point.
Willie Davis helped Houston to draw blood again as the Oilers extend their lead to 10-0 with 6 minutes 2 seconds left in the first half. We rejoin game action, 1st and 10, Kansas City ball.
Bono and the Oilers go to a quick out, to the Chiefs go to a quick out and get the ball to the 25-yard line. And Chris Penn is the receiver who gets 5 yards. Let's watch the screening away here, Beasley.
You know, you watch him come down the line, and first of all, it's excellent protection. I mean, Chris has all day to pick his receiver. And then you see that Hasty was covering another wide receiver, the slot wide receiver. That's just a bone coverage, and that's something, believe me, they will hear that over and over again from the coaches.
2nd down and 5 now for the Chiefs. Down by 10 in the first quarter. 5:27 to play in it. Good play fake by Bono. He airs it out deep. Going for Tamarick Vanover. And the ball is tipped away. And here comes a penalty marker. It's going to be a call against the Oilers. And Darrell Lewis is going to get himself thrown out if he's not careful as he slams his helmet down after the call. Pro Bowl cornerback Darrell Lewis was right with Tamarick Vanover. Looked like good coverage.
Well, it looked like good coverage to me, but you know, you can't tell. Those referees are running downfield and standing right next to the guy.
Pass interference. It's number 29. It'll be a first down at the spot. Afterward, number 29 threw his helmet to the ground, unsportsmanlike, penalized half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Wow. Now there is a dumb play. Now see, they called the thing on the wrong guy. I thought it was the safety Robinson also. The penalty should be called on number 31 Marcus Robinson, and then Darrell Lewis was gotten for the unsportsmanlike conduct. Good position. The reason it's pass interference is Robinson never looked back for the ball. He basically shielded Tamarick away from the football, and you can't do that. If he just turned his head around while he was waving for the ball, it would not be a penalty.
So it was a good call then.
It's a very good call. You can't run in front of the receiver, block his vision just holding your hands up where he can't see the ball. You have to give the receiver the opportunity to make the catch.
And with the pass interference call and the subsequent unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, the Chiefs are beneficiaries of 52 penalty yards.
Oh, wow.
And off, up the middle. Marcus Allen tries the middle of the Oilers defense. Not much happening as he's down close to the 10-yard line, a gain of only a yard. Knocked down by the middle of the defense, led by linebacker Baron Wortham, number 52.
That was very good play by the defense that time. Also, Gary Walker, number 96, powered through there to get penetration and destroy the play before it could start.
The Chiefs stunned early, down 10-0 in the first quarter. Now threatening to put their first points up. Bono takes a look, fires to the end zone. It's a touchdown for Kansas City as Tamarick Vanover shields away the defender and comes up with the ball. Another standout corner, Chris Dishman, was defending him, but he couldn't knock the ball away. And the Chiefs are right back in the game.
See, one of the advantages that Tamarick Vanover has over the defenders is that he's about 215. That's very good coverage, but because of his strength and body size, he's able to hold on to the ball. And then look at Dish with the shot to the back of the head. That could have been another penalty against the Houston defensive player.
Now the point after attempt by Pete Stoyanovich is hit up and good.
The Chiefs finally break onto the board as Tamarick Vanover pulls Kansas City within a field goal. Unable to do anything on their next drive, the Oilers are forced to hand the ball back to Kansas City, who began to mount another drive. Mixing the attack up, the Chiefs gain 9 yards with fullback Donnell Bennett handling the ball. Then Bono goes to the air. First to Tamarick Vanover for 11 yards. And next to wide receiver Lake Dawson for a big gain of 25, placing the Chiefs well into Houston territory and bringing the first quarter to an end with the Oilers enjoying a 3-point lead. At the start of the second quarter, Steve Bono connects with former Oiler Todd McNair, who muscled his way through Houston territory, moving the ball into the red zone. There, the Chiefs would meet head-on with a stubborn Houston defense. Here, Donnell Bennett is dropped for an 8-yard loss by Joe Bowden and Chris Dishman, forcing the Chiefs to call upon the foot of Pete Stoyanovich to salvage the drive. Stojanovich's kick is up and good, and Kansas City ties the game at 10 with 12:36 left in the first half. Looking to regain the lead, Houston began to charge down the field. Chris Chandler floated a pass to Chris Sanders, who made an athletic grab and hauled it in for a gain of 34. Chiefs linebacker Anthony Davis helps the Oiler cause by getting a penalty here for roughing the passer. That pushed the Oilers closer to the goal line. Reconciling that mistake, however, is Derek Thomas, who 2 plays later drills Chandler for an 8-yard loss. Another look shows Thomas sacking Chandler at the Kansas City 33-yard line. The sack forced the Oilers' Del Greco to come on for his second field goal attempt of the afternoon, this time from 44 yards out. And the field goal put the Oilers ahead by 3 with under 8 minutes until halftime. After an exchange of punts, Steve Bono and the Chiefs regained possession of the ball, but not for long. Keith Cash's fumbled reception fell into the hands of Houston linebacker Michael Barrow. But only moments later, Chris Chandler fell into the hands of Chiefs defensive lineman Neil Smith, preventing the Oiler offense from reaching the end zone yet again. For the 3rd time in the game, Al Del Greco splits the uprights, and the Oilers widen the gap to 6. We rejoin game action with 1:22 left in the second quarter. It's Chiefs ball, 1st and 10.
Now he dumps it off. Does well to do that. He gets the ball to Todd McNair, who's looking for the sideline, but he's taken down inbounds. And the Chiefs will probably call, they do, a timeout. Joe Bowden, who's been making plays all over the field. You'll remember he forced that first fumble that turned into the first points of the game when Del Greco subsequently kicked a field goal.
I want you to watch how cool Steve Bono is here on this play. I mean, things are kind of collapsing a little bit around him. Just kind of flips it over. Very good quarterback. And as you said, McNair just simply trying to find a way to stop the clock.
Steve Bono in his 12th year from UCLA. Well-traveled, 5 years with the 49ers, 2 with the Steelers, 2 with Minnesota. Now in his 2nd year as the starter for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was acquired from in a trade back in '94.
Well, he's waited a long time for his opportunity, and certainly making the best of it.
Good size at 6'4", 204 pounds. We know he can run. We saw him run 76 yards for a touchdown last year against Arizona. Now he throws the ball to Lake Dawson, who sprints to the sideline, stops the clock by getting out of bounds, and he might have a first down. Game clock down to 1:01 to play in the half. Kansas City, Beasley, with a good long-range field goal kicker in Stoyanovich, if they can get in position.
Well, Houston right now will allow them those little out routes and in routes and then converge. They probably have one more freebie coming up here when it comes to a prevent type soft defense, but because of the talent of the kicker, they'll start running man for man probably after this play.
And this play will be a first down. Penalty markers go down. Could be a free play for Bono as he is sacked back at the 36-yard line. But we could have Oilers jumping offside before the snap. Anthony Cook was in there awful fast.
Coach Jeff Fisher.
Offside. Defense in the neutral zone at the time of the snap, number 92. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
And that was the 5th penalty on the Oilers. 88 yards in penalties for Houston, but they do lead the game by 6. Terrific throw by Bono as he gets it out to Tamarick Vanover, who turns out on the defensive back Chris Dishman and makes a first down catch. And now they're getting into long field goal range, a 14-yard gain on that play, and still 53 seconds to go in the half.
Well, Don, that was the last freebie. The defensive backs are in a zone, nice comfortable cushion, allowing the receivers to catch these out routes and comeback routes. But as you mentioned, they are approaching long field goal range, and they'll start running some man for man, maybe even a little blitzing now.
Jeff Fisher, a defensive specialist. He learned under Buddy Ryan at Chicago, where he played for 4 years as a defensive back. hands off. They go to the run, and it's shut down quickly as Kimball Anders is knocked down at the 40. A loss of 2 yards on the play.
Kansas City.
Chiefs call another timeout.
Timeout. This is a
So they've got 1
30-second
timeout remaining. Marty Schottenheimer, a great locker room order, isn't he, Beasley?
Don, I think he's the best in the business.
38-year-old Jeff Fisher has put a lot of time in changing the organizational setup of the Oilers as a football team. And he's really put a sound defense on the field and an offense that can strike and right now leads the game. But Bono makes the throw this time, trying to get Kansas City in position, and the ball is back down inside the 20-yard line as Keith Cash makes the catch.
Keith Cash somehow circled in and found a nice little...
Their third and final timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
He finds a nice little spot in the zone and curls into it. Steve Bono recognizes it right away. There's Cash coming off the left side of your screen. Everyone else is man for man, but you see he circles in, probably beating a linebacker. I won't say that definitely because we're not privy to the call, but probably beating a linebacker as he turns in to make the catch.
Steve Bono will be pitching towards the end zone 3 times, and that doesn't work. They'll go to Stoyanovich.
Well, that last play was a very well-designed play. They knew that it would be man-for-man coverage and got the single with Cash against the linebacker and made the play.
Back up now at left tackle for the Chiefs. Jeff Criswell is in for John Ault, who went out with a stiff neck. Questionable whether or not he'll return. Here's Bono looking at the end zone. He makes the throw, and it's broken up. More brilliant play in the secondary continues as Chris Dishman, right with the receiver, Chris Penn, knocks it away.
That is so much pressure on a defensive cornerback because watch the blitz. It's completely picked up by the offensive line of the Chiefs. When that happens, it's usually a touchdown, but Dishman is so talented, he's in perfect position. Boy, that's a really good move.
Direction.
That's good. That's a good move by the wide receiver. Chris Penn forcing Dishman to make a 360 turn, but he has the athletic ability to do it. Well, that's normally a touchdown down when they pick up a blitz that completely.
He was out there alone. Some of the defensive back play on both sides. You could put up make a coaching reel out of it. Bono throws, and he makes the connection, and into the end zone is Lake Dawson. And the Chiefs go down the field, but there is a penalty marker down.
Yeah, they waved it off.
They're waving it off.
Delay of game.
It is a delay of game before the snap of the ball.
Number 13, 5-yard penalty.
Bono takes a look, lofts the ball, a man is open. Lake Dawson, touchdown, Kansas City. And the Chiefs are within an extra point of taking the lead. Blown coverage.
The extra point is up and good, and the Chiefs successfully take the lead for the first time in the game. At halftime, Kansas City goes to the locker room enjoying a 1-point lead, 17-16 over Houston.
The game. All weekend rugby.
Sees the Chiefs still ahead by a single point as the final quarter begins.
And the Chiefs protecting a 1-point lead. Go to the run, and Greg Hill is submarined at the line of scrimmage. On a first down carry, he is taken down on a very good defensive play by Henry Ford, who's moved into defensive tackle number 92.
These guys are playing some defense. That's excellent penetration by Ford. Also Baron Wortham. When you destroy a play at the line of scrimmage to the point where you get 2 or 3 yards into the backfield, it's very difficult for an offense to execute.
Blowing the play up, they call it.
That's it.
Bono bringing his team in and out of the huddle at their leisure now. Second down and 11. There's a terrific play executed by the Chiefs. He fakes the handoff to Hill, swings the ball out to Tamarick Vanover, and then Darrell Lewis stays with Vanover and hauls him down after a gain of about 6 yards. It almost went the distance.
You know, that was just super defense. Now watch from the beginning, Michael Barrow from the outside, forcing the issue very quickly. Dishman right on the receiver when he catches the ball. As a result, they gain only a couple yards on the play. So that's 2 plays in a row down where the defense just simply forced something to happen immediately.
Got it down, brings up 3rd down, and the Chiefs need 6. Markers are down. Bono throws, and it was on the hands of Joe Bowden. He almost picked it off.
It's on the hands of the wrong guy from the Kansas City perspective.
Could be an offside against the Oilers. That's what the Chiefs are signaling anyway. But what else would they signal? Not against themselves. Gary Walker was in the neutral zone, it looked like, at the snap of the ball. Defensive tackle for the Oilers.
Offside, defense in the neutral zone at the time of the snap. Left defensive end, 5 yards. Repeat the down, 3rd down.
So the ball now positioned at the 46. Let's see where they're going to put it at. Right at midfield, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about. I've got to get this straightened out. 3rd down and 1 is what it should be. Now they're moving the marker. The ball will be at the 45-yard line. 3rd down and just over a yard with 13 minutes and 26 seconds to play in the game. Power set. Chiefs with extra tight ends. They take it up the middle. A bootleg by Bono. This is the play he went 76 yards against Arizona for a touchdown on. Somewhat of a slew foot, but he can make it happen with those great fakes as the whole Oiler team did. And the Chiefs have a 1st down.
Oh, can they sucker you with this play? They had Michael Barrow. Once he recognizes it, it's too late, so he's scrambling around on the ground. As you mentioned, against Arizona, it was Valerio leading Bono the length of the field almost. This time it's Keith Cash turning around to get a block. They run that play as well as anybody in the league. They get big plays out of it.
Bono heading for the sideline, not the end zone, when he saw he had the 1st down. Well done. Now he looks, dumps it over the middle. And a good hit made an open field on Kimball Anders. As coming up was Joe Bowden, who must have double-digit tackles. He makes the stop, but the Chiefs are in field goal range with a 1-point lead. A field goal would be huge, forcing the Oilers to score a touchdown. Still a lot of time left, though. 12:35 to play in the game. There's Stoyanovich, the ex-Dolphin. Surprised a lot of people, Beasley, when Jimmy Johnson traded Stoyanovich to Kansas City.
You know, it did, and a lot of people have been surprised at a couple of moves by Jimmy.
Well, the guy kept can kick off into the end zone. As the run by Greg Hill is going to be to about the 25-yard line of the Oilers. Stopped by Blaine Bishop.
Watch Kimball Anders taking on Michael Barrow here. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. That is textbook perfection. Face in the numbers and driving a man back on his back. Oh, my.
Using every ounce of his 230 pounds to knock down Barrow. 3rd down, and the Chiefs need 7 from the 25-yard line. Here's a throw and a catch. Free ball incomplete. Ball is separated from the receiver by Marcus Robertson. Danon Hughes had it for the moment. It's incomplete. And Stoyanovich and the Kansas City field goal unit now take the field, looking to extend the KC lead to 4. Kansas City returned home next Sunday for their home opener against the Oakland Raiders at Arrowhead Stadium. Raiders still winning 14-13 at Baltimore. Oilers have a tough one. They go on the road to play Jacksonville at Jacksonville, team that's right now leading the Steelers. 43-yard field goal, and Stoyanovich doing what he was brought in to do, and that's drive through the long ones.
Stojanovich's second field goal of the game makes it 20-16 in favor of the Chiefs. It's now Oilers ball, 1st and 10.
Here's a handoff, and the Chiefs stuff Eddie George and the run.
It's very difficult to do anything when you've got people right at your feet right away. Now, this is a kind of a naked handoff, but everybody misses. Bruce Matthews misses his block completely. Brad Hopkins missed his block completely.
Jerry Rome calling the plays. Oilers dig in. Second down. They need 11. Here's a blitz. Picked up. Chandler gets time. Now he's running out of time, and he's on the run. And Chris Chandler's ahead inside the 40 and dives ahead to the 35-yard line. Chandler has a first down for Houston. What a game. This is a great game.
This is a full blitz. As you can see, Anthony Davis coming in, but he's buried. It breaks down on the backside. And then watch Neil Smith. As fast as he is, he almost gets ahead. And Chris Chandler rumbles in for the first. And there's the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs, Gunther Cunningham. Real fiery guy.
Eddie George, both arms on the ball, uses all of that power to take it down close to the 31-yard line. But time becoming a factor in this low-scoring second half. Kansas City allowing 15 points a game all of last season. Best defense against scoring in the NFL. And they've allowed the Houston Oilers no points at all in the second half so far.
You know, Don, it's so different for a lot of these college runners like George, who's used to these big holes at Ohio State. Yeah, we'll have to adjust. Right. These are tiny holes.
He talked about how fast the game is in the pros and how quickly those holes collapse. Chandler throws. He's got a man inside the 25-yard line. Eric Russell makes the catch. Martin Dalis brought him down, but the Oilers drive closer with 6:45 to play.
It's a three-step drop, so you know it's going to be a quick play. Just stops quickly, throws to the receiver who's curled up in a little cushion, a little soft spot in the zone. It's a nice play, nice throw and catch.
Look out for Chris Sanders going wide right. He'll be at the top of your screen.
This is where your veteran quarterback really comes in handy. No mistakes down here.
Hand off. Eddie George. They talked, Jerry Rome did, about how quick his feet are for such a big man, how he can change directions. He does that there. And Eddie George is starting to build up some yardage inside the 20. He gains 7.
And remember, this is 235. Watch the two-footed cut right there to go at almost 45 degrees, and then another nice cut about 6 or 7 yards downfield. That's very difficult for a big man to do. Very rare when a guy can do that at his size.
You recall he had 10 carries for only 5 yards to start out, but now he is up to 39 yards and 19 carries. So he has 29 yards in those last 9 carries. They go back to Eddie George all day long, and George cuts back inside the 10-yard line. They're the best runner in college football last season. The Heisman Trophy winner from Ohio State carries the load, and this is opening day in the NFL.
I still think he's cutting against Ghost a little bit. See, there's nothing out there that he jumps inside. Oh, my goodness. That's nice footwork.
It is now first down and goal for the underdog Houston Oilers as the Chiefs' big defense digs in. Kansas City leading 20-16. 5 minutes to go in the game. The handoff, and again, Eddie George gets yards, not a lot, but he's down close to the 7-yard line. And there it will be second down and goal.
Well, look for a play-action fake here. Maybe stick it in George's stomach, pull it back out because he's demanding a little respect.
Yes, he is.
A little attention.
Good play fake to him, huh?
Oh, he's getting excited now.
Well, I tell you, he's in unbelievable condition, and we saw that looking at him.
He's a specimen like I cannot describe. Trust me, your television set is not doing him justice.
It's a thing of beauty, really.
He's a god.
Chandler looks, he throws. Incomplete to Chris Sanders. And a huge down comes up now with 4:15 to play. Chandler Steps up, steps in. He's heading towards the end zone, and he gets to the 5-yard line. And it's 4th down coming up. His team down by 4 points. And the clock down to 4 minutes to play. And Jeff Fisher, general that he is, makes a quick decision. We're going to go for the field goal and get to within 1. You got a kicker like this, Del Greco. He can win it for you from 55 if need be, but the Chiefs aren't about to give the ball back if they can help it.
Well, he may be rethinking this issue.
A critical time for the field general, the coach, who has to make the call now. It's going to be for a field goal try, Beasley.
Now, they would never fake it here, but they did show a fake in preseason, a fake extra point or field goal, and a fake punt they showed. They'll kick it here.
Think it they do. Del Greco, good again. He's been on target all day long.
Del Greco's kick brings the Oilers within 1 point of the Chiefs with less than 4 minutes remaining until the end of the game. But the final chapter had not been written yet, as Kansas City's offense and Steve Bono could not convert on their next set of downs and were forced to punt the ball back to Houston. On the punt, though, Oilers special teamer Ronnie Harmon gets a hand on the ball and blocks it back at the Kansas City 34-yard line. That put Houston within immediate field goal range. Unable to move it any closer, Coach Jeff Fisher called upon Al Del Greco to hit his 5th field goal of the day, this time from a distance of 55 yards. The kick lands just short of the goalposts, and the Chiefs remain in the lead. Relinquishing the ball in a 3-and-out series, Kansas City gave Houston one more shot at the ball game with 1:38 remaining. We rejoin the game, Oiler ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Chandler's hit 16 of 28 for 216 yards. He's letting it go deep right off the bat. It's intercepted by Kansas City's Dale Carter.
The interception seals the Oilers' fate as Kansas City notches its first win of the season with a 20-19 victory over the Oilers at the Astrodome.
So the Chiefs get the win, but the Oilers gave away too much territory with unnecessary penalties to let Kansas back into the match in the first place. After the break, highlights of the rest of Week 1 in the NFL. Level on the standings in their division.
Let's look at the highlights from Week 2 in the NFL. In Jacksonville, Chris Chandler connected with Malcolm Floyd on a scoring bomb to help the Oilers to a 24-13 lead at the half. Rookie running back Eddie George showed the form that won him the Heisman Trophy last year, rushing for 143 yards and a touchdown, with 76 of them coming on this brilliant run. Jaguar quarterback Mark Brunell hit Keenan McCardle for a touchdown to help bring Jacksonville back. But their last chance to tie the game fell short as Brunell was picked off by Marcus Robertson, and Houston wins 34-27. In Houston, Ravens quarterback Vinny Testaverde had a day to forget, throwing 3 interceptions, this one to safety Marcus Robertson. But Oilers quarterback Chris Chandler had a day to remember and tossed this 18-yard touchdown to wide receiver Willie Davis. Running back Ronnie Harmon's TD run was all the Oilers would need to beat Baltimore 29-13. At Pittsburgh, Steeler receiver Cordell Stewart put his team up 7-0 with this touchdown grab from Mike Tomczak. Tomczak struck again, this time to receiver Charles Johnson. A great catch, and Johnson goes 62 yards for a Steeler touchdown. Oiler quarterback Chris Chandler tried to bring his team back, but he was intercepted by Darren Perry, who returned it for the Steelers' 3rd touchdown. Oilers dropped to 2-2 with a 30-16 loss.
Field in Cincinnati, Ohio. Tonight, the NFL on ESPN brings you an AFC Central matchup between the Houston Oilers and Cincinnati